You already know what time it is. It is time to get up and get better. We're talking about Rocky Balboa. We're talking about Ivan Drago saying stuff like this.
I must break you.
We're talking about Apollo Creed doing stuff like this. And Paulie and Adrian and Tony Duke and everything about Rocky IV. So you better stay tuned because we got a knockout episode right now.
Get better. Go get it.
Welcome back, everybody. We are back with another episode of Get Up and Get Better, and we are talking about Rocky IV. So, Rocky IV growing up was my favorite Rocky film. You know, it's kind of changed as I got older. I really fell in love with Rocky II, but Rocky IV is the one that most people say is their favorite Rocky film. You have Rocky Balboa, Apollo Creed, Ivan Drago, everything about it, the montages, the training, the music, all of it. It's awesome. There's no other word to explain it. It's awesome. Everything about it is just one hell of a ride. And the fight at the end is unbelievable. And I mean, how could I talk about Rocky IV without playing this? I must break you. I mean, the level that this film brought the Rocky franchise is insane. And, you know, it's actually talked about, like, this film actually had an impact in the 80s, you know, Ronald Reagan and everything that was going on with the United States and Russia and all of it. This film actually did have an impact. Just a tiny one, but it had an impact. And that just says the level of what Rocky Balboa became to the fabric of our nation and what type of impact he's left on the world. Because I'm not just talking here. It really left an impact on so many people's lives. And I want to talk about all the best quotes, the best scenes. And I have to start with Apollo Creed. Because look, I'm going to spoil it for you right now. Apollo Creed dies in this one, and it's probably one of the most heartbreaking things in the world. And, you know, it's even sadder because he does it because he loves the sport of boxing. He loves being a warrior. And I'm going to play this quote, and he explains it perfectly, and we'll talk about it after.
We got to change sometime.
I don't want to change, man. I like who I am.
I like who you are, too, but look at that, you know? You don't want to believe this, but that ain't us up there no more, pal. We can't do that the way we did it before. We're changing. We're like turning into regular people.
Nah, Stallion. Maybe you think you're changing. But you can't change what you really are. And you can forget all this money and stuff you got all around you, man, because it don't change a thing. You and me, we don't even have a choice. See, we're born with a killer instinct that you can't just turn off and on like some radio. We have to be right in the middle of the action because we're the warriors. And without some challenge, without some damn war to fight, then the warrior may as well be dead, Stallion. So I'm asking you, as a friend.
This whole concept of warrior, and I think this movie highlights, you know, what it's like after you retire for an athlete phenomenally. You can't change who you really are, and you're not going to be born again in the sense of you're going to get the days of your youth back, but you can try. And even though it's a tragic ending, you know, he looks at Rocky right in the face and says, don't end this fight no matter what. No matter what. And he gives that final glove pump, and you can't blame him because some people would say it's ego, some people would say it's selfish, but it's neither. It's really neither. He went out on top doing what he loved, and if you're not doing what you love, like I always say, what's the point of breathing? And he knew that, and he went out doing what he loved. And that's a controversial opinion, but I respect the hell out of Apollo Creed in this entire franchise. And, he wanted to prove something for his nation. He loved his country. And I think that's why I love this movie so much, because it highlights the opportunity that we have growing up in the United States of America. And he really highlights it throughout the whole franchise, and so does Rocky. And we have the opportunity to be what we want to be. And it's up to you to do it. And I think that's a great part of the quote and the movie. And, tragically, he does die. But Tony Duke tells this to Rocky, who's going to fight in his honor. I'm going to play it.
But now, you're the one. You're the one that's going to keep his spirit alive. You're the one that's going to make sure that he didn't die for nothing. Now, you're going to have to go through hell. Worse than any nightmare that you ever dreamed. But in the end, I know you'll be the one standing.
And, I think that's an interesting point, because Tony, as a boxer, knew, or as a boxing trainer, I should say, knew that he's going to have to go through hell. Worse than any nightmare that he'd ever dream, but he'd be the one standing, because he knows, the youth is on Rocky's side, but that now that he has this motivation, and now that they know what's coming from the end of the, as they call him, the Siberian Express, Ivan Drago, he knows Rocky can handle this now, that they know what exactly they're up against. And on the other hand of it, Adrian, the love of his life, Adrian, who doesn't want to see Rocky get hurt, she tries talking him out of it. And that's not really the smartest thing to do with Rocky Balboa. And here we go.
Why can't you change your thinking? Everybody else does.
Because I'm a fighter. That's the way I'm made, Adrian. That's what you married. We can't change what we are.
Yes, you can.
You can't change anything, Adrian. All we can do is just go with what we are.
You can't go with what you are. Have you read the papers? Do you know what everybody says? It's suicide. You've seen him. You know how strong he is. You can't win.
Adrian always tells the truth. No, maybe I can't win. Maybe the only thing I can do is just take everything he's got. But the baby, he's gonna have to kill me. And to kill me, he's gonna have the heart to stand in front of me. And to do that, he's got to be willing to die himself. I don't know if he's ready to do that. I don't know.
He's got to have the heart to stand in front of me, and he's got to be willing to die himself. How many times have we talked about this idea on Get Up and Get Better? I think that if you know that there's someone out there that's better than you, and you can't live with that, but you can give it everything you got, everything in your soul, everything in your body, to try and be better than that great, the best, if you will, then they have to have the heart to stand in front of you. And like Babe Ruth said in the 2 episodes ago, you just can't beat a person who refuses to give up. And I think that's an interesting point, and I think that Rocky Balboa proves that. And then he has this conversation with his...
Oh, pretty soon.
Are you scared?
Nah.
Yes, you are. A little, maybe?
Oh, wouldn't you be?
If a big giant man wanted to beat me up, I'd be real scared.
Well, the truth is, sometimes I do get a little scared, When I'm in that ring and I'm really getting hit on, and my arms hurt so much I can't even lift them. And I'm thinking, God, I wish this guy would hit me on the chin so I don't feel nothing anymore. Then there's another side that comes out that isn't so scared. It's another side that, wants to take more. It wants to go that one more round. Because going that one more round when you don't think you can, that's what makes all the difference in your life. You know what I mean?
Going in one more round when you don't think you can is what makes all the difference in your life. That one more round. You know, we all have a limit physically, but none of us have to have a limit mentally. And if you find a way to go in that one more round when you don't think you can, I mean, that will make a difference in your life. It will be the difference because it will show that you have more to offer, that you have more to give. You have that one more round. And, you know, the training in this movie is just out of this world fantastic. And it shows that Ivan Drago is on performance enhancing drugs. And then you have Rocky Balboa, who is training naturally alone in Russia in the middle of nowhere, because you don't need a show, you don't need to have an audience to, you know, be the greatest. All you need is yourself and your determination and your motivation and your grit, and nothing will stop you. And that's ideally shown in this movie, this whole idea. And no cheater will ever prosper. No cheater will ever win. And he is a cheater, Ivan Drago, and he doesn't have the heart that Rocky Balboa has, and he's not willing to put his body through the ringer, and that's shown right here. I'm going to play it. So Rocky made it to the top of the mountain, and Drago couldn't even handle the treadmill. And I think that just shows that a cheater will never prosper, and that someone who has something to lose will never not give it everything they got if they might lose it. And that's seen here when Rocky lands his best punch of the night. And here we go. It's a bad cut.
And now it's Rocky Balboa coming after Ivan Drago. Stick around like a wrestler. It's a gutter war. No holds barred in Moscow. Rocky may be on the receiving end so far, but he's here to fight. This is shaping up to be a personal war, and right now, it's anybody's boxing match.
You're doing good, Rocky. I could do better myself.
Beer the glass. That's what's all.
Got him hurt bad.
Yeah.
Now he's worried. You cut it. You hurt it. You see? You see? He's not a machine. He's a man.
Nieprawda. Opak, kuzok, żelazo.
Winning more than he does. No pain. No pain. No pain.
No pain.
No pain.
No pain.
Okay, take it to him. Take it to him. Take it to him.
He's just a man. Everyone thought this man was a machine, but he's just a man. And Rocky proved that. And no pain. Don't allow pain. Pain is a gateway to achieving a goal. Pain is a door that will swing open when you achieve success. Pain is what gets you there. And he did it. And he beats Ivan Drago, and then he gives this iconic speech at the end that many people say helped, end the Cold War. I won't say it, but you never know. Here we go.
I came here tonight, and I didn't know what to expect.
Когда я вышел этим вечером на этот ринг,
I seen a lot of people hating me, and I didn't know what to feel about that, so I guess I didn't like you much, none either.
я думаю, что я не любил их тоже.
During this fight, I seen a lot of changing.
В течение всего этого боя я понял, что многое изменилось.
The way you felt about me and the way I felt about you.
И я почувствовал, что вы тоже изменились.
In here, there were two guys killing each other. But I guess that's better than 20 million.
То я думаю, что это лучше, чем даже 20 миллионов долларов.
So what I'm trying to say is that if I can change,
Я думаю, что каждый тоже изменился
and
сегодня.
you can change,
Вы можете измениться.
everybody can change.
Каждый может измениться.
Everybody can change. Everyone has the opportunity to change. Everyone has the will within themselves to change. And you see changes throughout your whole life, throughout your day. People have changes of heart, and you can be one of those people if you recognize that you can be better, that you are not good enough. Rocky Balboa is the absolute symbol of get better, what we represent, what we hope to be, and what we are every single day. And that is that none of us are good enough, and we can always keep punching, and we can always get better. I'll see you soon, everybody. Thanks for tuning in.